Thank you, Richie. Hello, everybody. Wow, this is truly an honor. It's so fun to be here. My name is Alan. I'm the tallest man in Chicago. And before can I just say, can I give a shout out to the Celtic Crown Pub for hosting this show? Yeah, this is really great. I have to say, I don't go in a lot of pubs because a lot of them tend to have even shorter ceilings than this, or lower ceilings than this. You know, because they were designed, created by Irish people, which is fine, but I just don't get to experience a lot of pubs. So this is actually great right now. This is actually very progressive, how much room I have here. So in my book, Celtic Crown is the most progressive pub in Chicago. So let's really give it up. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm the tallest man in Chicago. And in case you can't tell, I have very long legs, but I have little feet, which is why you'll never see me standing still unless I'm holding on to a chunk of the ceiling like I am right now. I never stood still, but I just want you to know I'm totally in control. I've been like this my whole life, so yeah, I like to preface my act by saying that because a lot of people, I get up here and they think I'm going to fall over. Trust me, these are my legs. All right? I wouldn't say the same about you. Like, I didn't think Richie was going to fall over in his act. So, yeah, I get it. I've been wanting to be at Arts and Culture Club for a while now. I'm very excited to be here. I've heard a lot of great things about the show. And I'm very excited to be here on Carnival Night. Yeah. It's very appropriate for me, actually. My nickname in high school was Long-Ass Carnival-Ass Freak. So I feel right at home. And I should point out that while the kids did say this nickname with a mean spirit, it's not entirely inaccurate. I do have a very long ass. To be exact, it's about 2.5 feet long, and it does take up proportionally about 1/4 of my body. So they're right about that. However, they're a bit wrong. I do not have a carnival. I would not call my ass a carnival in any way. All right? Seriously, and in no way would I call my ass a carnival. If anything, I'd call my ass the Daytona Speedway because it's long and flat. All right? If you get what I mean. Any NASCAR fans in the house? Yeah, I see how some of you guys are looking at me, and you're probably wondering, how does a guy get that tall? Like, I'm like 8 feet tall or something, so. And it's not that crazy of a story. I mean, I got it from my parents, right? My mom, it's actually kind of funny. My mom was, she was a petite Southern belle, right? She's about 4'10", actually. Yeah, and my dad was a California redwood tree. So here I am somewhere in the middle. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. You know, they met at UC Irvine and they just really hit it off, fell in love. My middle name is Irvine, so, you know. Being the tallest man in Chicago, I would say the most common question I get is, oh, why don't you try out for the Bulls? Why don't you play for the Bulls, right? And I'd like to actually unpack that question with you all for a little bit. First of all, I find this question offensive and assumptive, right? I don't go up to everyone who I meet under 6 feet and ask them why they don't play golf, because they're so close to the ground and they can pick things up off the ground so easily, right? Because you'd be offended, right, Rebella? Yeah, I mean, I truly don't know your height. I mean, you're sitting down. I assume you're under 6 feet. I don't like to assume people's height, but I assume you're under 6 feet. Okay, yeah. So you would be offended by that question. So I don't like that question. But the second reason that I'm not a Chicago Bulls player is because I really can't jump. I really don't have a jump. I mean, it's really. Do you want to see my jump? Would you like to see it? I mean, here it is. It's really not a lot of air there, folks. basically, I might be 8 feet tall, but I'm still white, okay? So I'm not going to play for the Bulls. But I will say that being the tallest guy, being tall in Chicago still has its perks, I guess. You know, like, I've never paid for a Cubs game. I just kind of peek over the top of Wrigley. Catch fly balls sometimes. Sometimes I save money by skipping paying for the train. On certain stops, I can just kind of lift myself up onto the platform, which is actually very nice and helpful. Because, you know, and people don't talk about this enough, these apps that you love, the rideshare apps, are not as inclusive as you would think. Alright? Let me tell you about something. Like Uber and Lyft, right? Like, my beef with those apps is that they don't tell you before your car arrives whether or not there's a sunroof on the car. So I look like an idiot. I call a Lyft. I'm standing out waiting for a Lyft for a couple minutes. It shows up. It's a Ford Fusion with no sunroof. So then I'm pissed off. The driver's pissed off because he wasted his time. And I've written to the companies so much about this. And honestly, it's ridiculous. It would be so easy, right? It would be so easy. I mean, it's easy enough as saying yes sunroof or no sunroof when you're paired with your driver. It doesn't have to spell it out. It can be a check mark next to like a sunroof emoji of some kind. I mean, seriously, folks, it's not that hard. But this has been so much fun. Oh my gosh, it really does feel good. I haven't been on stage in ages. Actually, if anyone knows of any other performance venues with ceilings of this height or higher, please let me know. I've been looking for other places to perform. I can't find a lot of stuff. So this is really nice. And yeah, thank you, Richie. Thanks, Arts and Culture Club. I really think it's going to be a great show. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. I'm super excited to be here. I don't go to a lot of basements either. Oh, and before I leave, if you really do feel as seriously about the rideshare thing as I do, be sure to go on Facebook after the show or during intermission and look up Rideshare Boys. That's my Facebook page. We're trying to just get their attention and have a little summit. Share some ideas. Anyway, thank you, Arts and Culture Club, so much. And happy Pride Month, everybody.
Alan Giles, everybody, do you need help? Alright, sweet. And two, alright. Alan, everybody, keep it going for him. And keep it going for our next act, one of my buds. Please give it up for Otto Aiken.